Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us here on ABC 6. I'm Stacie Erfle.
I'm out here at the Pin Oak Archery Club learning to shoot some bows. And Robin Hood, I'm going to give you a run for your money. They spotted the ball at the back foot of quarterback Micah Davis rather than that front foot, which would be forward progression, which most likely would have had the first down. 2 plays later, UNA has the go-ahead touchdown. Losing this week, Ron Roberts stressing all week that it was crucial for them to come out and make a statement and not get complacent at this GSC title game. Lake Ferguson, one of the best bass fishing lakes in Mississippi, and Terry Bates is going to teach me how to catch some largemouth bass. Because their running game, well, the top story here in the first half is that Delta State has held the Tigers to only 47 yards on the ground, a crucial stat that will have to continue in the second half. Turn home to face Southern Baptist, who are now 2-0 and have definitely been making a statement, but the young Pillow Mustangs are looking to make a statement of their own. Actually learning a lot about her Lady Statesmen just 1 week after their first loss, coming home in front of a packed house to break the record. On the final play of the game, but that drops them 9 places in the AFCA coaches poll from number 2 to number 11. GSC opponent North Alabama now ranked ahead of the Statesmen at number 5. With one of the most explosive offenses in the country, you always talk about the playmakers, none of which would happen without the big boys up front. Mississippi State head coach Dan Mullen at the podium for the SEC Media Day, this time addressing questions on his offense, especially at the quarterback position, having coached names like Tebow, Leak, and semifinals. After an even first half, the Statesmen would rally in the second to earn themselves another week on the gridiron. Brandon Lucas, the handoff, finds some space, and he is off. 28-yard touchdown for Mr. Lucas, his first of the Simmons at JFK, and super team pick Brandon McDaniel comes up with a big stop for the loss of yards, but the Blue Devils would continue to move, and Jabril Grant connects with Archie Denard for the TD reception. Quarter action, it's Christina Reed. She hits the trip, and the Lady Rams are on top 10 perennial state contenders that made it to the North State title game just a season ago with a roster full of sophomores, and those youngsters are back and ready for another shot at a state title. Probes on Mississippi State's new slogan, "This is our state," making sure everyone knew Ole Miss had the best recruiting class of the hardwood today in the Lady Statesmen. USA Today's top 25 poll coming out, and as expected, the Lady Statesmen no longer the top team in the country. Bug Cooper to Veronica Walker, a nice little scooper for the finish. Walker led scores with 12-9. Now Statesmen in control. We always hear D, but this time it's Lucas for the second time today, doing it again. Another savage little hot potato, trying to get some boards down low on a miss. Nate Watkins keeps it high. I like to see the big man keep it high like that. Gets the finish. Statesmen are heading back to the national championship after 10 years and have no doubt been riding the success wave late this season. But is it a different wave that's propelling the green and white?
Oh, riding the airwave? Oh, yeah, we're riding the airwave to victory. It's kind of like an image for our group, have fun out there because it's a game, trying to have fun, but at the same time we get out there and, get business done.
Different games and situations inspiring coaches and players to start superstitious grooming, some doing it on their face.
It's a lucky beard,
That's it, right?
Well, you don't shave a lucky beard.
It was a North Alabama game was the last time I shaved. The one, we got beat 31-7. So we're sitting in the staff meeting, we're trying to figure out, what happened. I had a new razor that morning that I tried, and I Coach, I think it's the razor. And so I hadn't shaved since, and went and lost it.
But for others, a beard just wasn't enough.
The power plan. It's all right. We had the long beards for quarterfinals against Shepherd. We had handlebar mustaches. They were pretty intense. And this week you had to trade them out, so we shaved the mustaches, and it's mohawk time, clearly.
Midway through the season, it was hard to ignore the Keanu-esque QB Micah Davis, setting a new completions record in a career season. So we had to ask, is that one of the surges into the national championship?
You could say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the power of all combined hair on the field at one time, whether it was done just for playoffs or as a way of life. You can't argue with its force.
Hair inspiration that could lead into the field, you know what I'm saying? Lead us to this national championship. It's a metaphor for intensity. That's what we do.
Whether it's a superstition or it just looks good, the Statesmen can groom however they want because they're riding the hair wave all the way to the national championship. With the Statesmen, for ABC 6 Sports, I'm Stacie Erfle. Soccer field. Yes, I said soccer field. A sport that usually takes a back seat in the South, and one of the 6 programs cut from Greenville Public Schools before the 2010 school year. Although the sports were reinstated, they did require volunteer coaches, which ended up working out for Greenville Weston. The South is Friday Night Lights, football the last to feel budget cuts, soccer the first. But a lack of funds wasn't going to stop the Hornets from a history-making season. Just takes a passionate coach and players willing to buy in.
The idea of a high school that didn't have a soccer program just didn't sit well. And if the funding's not there, then somebody else has to step up and make it happen, give them the opportunities that they deserve.
Teach for America from Washington, Tom Giardino or Coach G, leading the resurging Hornets program, with most of the team playing for the first time.
I mean, he taught me how to play soccer. I ain't have no idea how to play soccer my first game.
Probably 2/3 of this team has never played soccer before. So there's a lot of boys who basically came to me and said, Mr. G, I don't know the rules, I don't know how to play, but I want to play. They were touching the ball with their hands at their first practice. And
the Hornets have come a long way since using their hands on the soccer field, including a newfound pride amongst players, earning themselves 2 wins over what can now be considered a crosstown rival.
They always lost against St. Joe, so I was kind of proud of us. You know, we finally beat them twice in a row. Now they don't have no bragging rights, we do.
It goes without saying that there are certain, whether it's economic lines or social divides in the town, where people are aware that there's one set of students at Greenville and there's maybe perhaps a different set at St. Joe. I think that regardless of any of those tensions, it's nice to beat the team that is in the same city as you.
Beating St. Joe twice in a season for the first time ever goes in the books, becoming a team the real accomplishment.
At the beginning of the season, a lot of guys from different step groups, a lot of guys from different social circles. I was a little nervous about how that would play out, but at this point, they're part of a team that exists in and of itself.
When we first came out here, we had a little animosity between each other, but he made us join together and become as one, and that's what basically makes us win.
It feels kind of good to actually brag on something that we actually earned.
Regardless why they played, who their friends are, or their future on the field, this team put Hornet soccer back on the radar.